we're going into the new year, and there's something that we all have a tendency to do going into the new year, which is there's an idea of New Year resolution, right? And we all jump on board with this idea of New Year resolution, but the step that leads to the New Year resolutions are not there, right? And we're going into the new year still with the resistance of things. We still have the limitations of things, and we still have the abundance of those limitations and those distortions happening, right? So today's episode is really reinforcing, right? I want to talk about the scientific principle about reality, right? There's this thing about the thought that taught the thought within my book. And I want to reinforce that. Creation was created through the mechanism of thought. And we're made in the image of God because we too possess that ability to project thoughts internally and that reflected back to ourselves. So a lot of things that people are talking about is limiting because thoughts manifest reality. It is important that we understand that. Thoughts manifest reality. You are living the collective vibrational nature of the thoughts. And so the question I always pose, what are your thoughts in your quiet time? What are your thoughts that race through your head when you're laying there watching TV, in those quiet moments where you're in the theta state, right? What are your thoughts going into the theta state? Because that's your programming that allows you to reflect that. Because those thoughts are what you're living. If you're going in worrying and stressing about bills, you're going to live a life of worrying and stressing about bills. If you're going in and you're stressing about your sickness, you're going to live and experience a life of being sick. If you're worrying about your kids and all the fear of life and all nonsense out there that sometimes distort us, right? Which is part of the collective thought, you're going to live that. It is time for us to awaken and take accountability for our part in the creative force, right? And it begins and ends with you. You have control over your reality by what you do with your thoughts and how you practice internalizing things, people, and places. And this is what I want to really drive home. And I think it would be a great joy for the collective to go into the new year, becoming aware of how we perceive people, how we perceive things, how we see life. Not just externally, because those are just reflection, but how we really see life ourselves, because that's what you're living. Now, I've received calls from individuals that are still reactive, right? They're still reactive about how to fix this or how to fix that. There is no fixing of this and that if you don't go in and take control of your thoughts. Everything else is going to become a marketing system for someone else to capitalize on you, because they're going to say, oh, you manifest this, you got this, and because of it, and then they use deductive rationalizing, oh, you must have got this because of this reason. No, you got what you got because of how you went inside with your thoughts. And I need all of you to really understand that. All right. My mother, as I shared last time, my mother was very sickly because she had a sickly mentality about herself. Most of her life, almost all of her life, she spent that. And that's a lot of us out here. And the same thing with those who operate in lack. We operate in lack because we think about lack a lot. We don't think about abundance. And if you have this superpower, think about this, people. If you have superpower to simply go inside and change the creative aspect of how you create in, right? Just change how you see yourself, how you see the world. And challenge the ego, because the ego wants you to believe that what you're thinking is not real, because the ego wants you to continue to align with what is out there, right? Because this density expression, this particular channel you want, wants you to stay there, but there's infinite other channels that loves you just as much, that are willing to serve you just as much, and you are stuck on this one channel of lack and frustration stuff because you keep going in, and rather than saying, this person said this to me, let me go in and recreate that person saying something differently to me, or saying it in a loving way, or let me find a way to see the positive in it. because I know what I do with this experience internally is what I'm going to experience again. And I don't want to perpetuate this nature. Right? So that being said, I want to play one of the chapters from the book. So it's very short, it's 9 minutes. And I want us to listen to the book, and it includes scientific principles in there. But I want us to really think about the power of thought, because we exist in a thought. We are manifesting everything from within a thought, and that comes from within us. So I'm going to share my screen, and then towards the end, I'm going to bring in how the technology, how frequency, and how those things helps you manifest. Qi Coil is just an instrument. It's just a tool to allow you to go internally with your thought in a more constructive, objective way. Okay. So let me share my. Just put you on mute for a second, and then you can just jump in once after the book. So I'm going to share my screen, and this book is on my website. If you guys want the link to the website, I would drop it in, and all the chapters are in there. I know I have about 30 chapters of this book, but I only put out 8, and this is 8 that I feel like we can start with. Actually, 7 that we can start with, and then really start to have some practicum. Now, practicum is the idea of developing ourselves through an educational means, right? Where we are teaching and training ourselves. And that's what that book is all about, creating a practicum what I can do in the morning and what I can do in the evening and the afternoon as well in order to transform me. All right, here we go.
Kyle had settled into her new life with Gigi and Pawpaw, learning about humanity and her place within it.
Yes.
No.
As she gazed at the stars, she felt a strong pull to understand her creation story more deeply. She closed her eyes and reached out to Mr. G through her spiritual connection, seeking his guidance. Suddenly, a warm, radiant light surrounded her. Kyle opened her eyes to see Mr. G, manifesting as a magnificent angelic being standing before her. His presence filled her with awe and excitement. "Mr. G," Kyle said, her voice full of wonder. "You're here." Mr. G smiled gently. "Kyle, you have done well on your journey so far. Now it's time to explore the depths of your higher self and understand your creation story. Are you ready to embark on this transformative journey?" Kyle nodded eagerly. "Yes, I'm ready." Mr. G extended his hand, and as Kyle took it, they were enveloped in a swirl of light, transcending dimensions. They arrived in a realm of pure consciousness, where thoughts and energies flowed like streams of light. The genesis of existence. Your creation story begins with a single profound thought from the mind, giving rise to the creator and the infinite possibilities within all that is, Mr. G explained. By understanding this, you will gain insight into your purpose and potential. Key concepts. The mind, the infinite consciousness and source of all creation. The thought, the initial divine thought that gave rise to the creator and the universe. The creator, the manifestation of the thought responsible for bringing creation into existence. Daily practices, morning meditation. Connect with the mind and visualize your infinite potential. Creative visualization. Spend a few minutes each day imagining new ideas and possibilities. Evening reflection. Reflect on how your thoughts and actions have contributed to your creative journey. Kyle's eyes sparkled with excitement. How can I connect more deeply with the thought? Mr. G's voice resonated. Begin each day with meditation, visualize your ideas, and reflect each evening on your creative journey. The birth of the creator. The thought gave rise to the creator, an expression of the mind tasked with the creation of the universe. The creator embodies the divine attributes of love, power, and light, bringing forth life and experience, Mr. G continued. Attributes of the creator. Love, the driving force behind all creation, expressing unconditional love and compassion. Power, the ability to manifest thoughts and intentions into reality. Light, the illumination of truth, wisdom, and understanding. Daily practices. Morning affirmations. Start your day with affirmations that reinforce your connection to divine love, power, and light. Acts of creation. Engage in activities that allow you to express your creative power, such as drawing, writing, or problem solving. Evening reflection. Reflect on how you embodied the attributes of the creator in your thoughts and actions throughout the day. Kyle asked, how can I embody the attributes of the Creator in my daily life? Mr. G's angelic voice replied, begin your day with affirmations, engage in creative activities, and reflect on your actions each evening. The nature of divine thought. Divine thought is the essence of creation. It is the process by which ideas and intentions are transformed into reality. Understanding and harnessing this process allows you to become active participants in the creation of your own lives, Mr. G explained. Key insights. Imagination, the playground of the mind where ideas are born and possibilities are explored. Intention, the focused direction of thought towards a specific goal or desire. Manifestation, the realization of thought into tangible reality through action and belief. Daily practices. Morning imagination exercise. Begin your day with an exercise that stimulates your imagination. This could be brainstorming new ideas or visualizing your goals. Setting intentions. Set clear and focused intentions for the day, aligning your thoughts with your desired outcomes. Evening manifestation review. Reflect on the progress you made towards manifesting your intentions and consider any adjustments needed. Kyle asked, how can I better harness my divine thoughts? Mr. G's voice replied, stimulate your imagination each morning, set clear intentions for your day, and review your progress each evening. The role of reflection in creation. Reflection is a crucial aspect of the creation process. It allows you to evaluate your thoughts, intentions, and actions, ensuring they align with your highest purpose and potential, Mr. G said. Reflective practices. Daily reflection. Spend time each day reflecting on your experiences, thoughts, and emotions. Consider how they align with your goals. Journaling. Keep a journal to document your reflections, insights, and progress. This practice helps clarify your thoughts and intentions. Meditation. Use meditation to quiet the mind and connect with your inner self. Reflect on your true desires and intentions during meditation. Daily practices. Morning reflection routine. Start your day with a brief reflection on your intentions and how you plan to align your actions with them. Midday check-in. Take a moment in the middle of the day to reflect on your progress and realign your thoughts if necessary. Evening journaling. End your day by journaling about your reflections, focusing on how your thoughts and actions have moved you closer to your goals. Kyle asked, how can I use reflection to enhance my creation process? Mr. G's voice suggested, begin your day with a reflection on your intentions, check in on your progress at midday, and journal your reflections each evening. Our role as co-creators. As reflections of the Creator, you have the potential to be co-creators in the universe. This involves recognizing your inherent creative power and learning to harness it effectively, Mr. G explained. Steps to becoming a co-creator. Recognize your creative potential. Understand that you are a reflection of the mind, capable of infinite creativity. Exercise. Spend time each day acknowledging your creative abilities. Reflect on past experiences where you manifested your desires. Cultivate imagination. Imagination is the playground of the mind. It is where ideas are born and possibilities are explored. Exercise. Engage in activities that stimulate your imagination, such as daydreaming, drawing, or writing. Set clear intentions. Clarity of intention is crucial for effective creation. Know what you want to manifest and why. Exercise. Write down your goals and intentions, detailing what you want to achieve and the reasons behind them. Visualize your desires. Visualization brings your intentions to life. See your goals as already accomplished. Exercise. Practice daily visualization, imagining your desired outcomes with vivid detail and emotion. Take inspired action. Creativity requires action. Move towards your goals with confidence and determination. Exercise. Break your goals into actionable steps and commit to taking consistent, inspired action. Daily practices. Morning intention setting. Begin each day by setting a clear intention for what you wish to create or achieve. Creative breaks. Take short breaks during the day to engage in imaginative activities that stimulate your creativity. Evening visualization. Spend a few minutes before bed visualizing your goals as if they are already achieved. Feel the emotions associated with this success. Kyle asked, how can I become a more effective co-creator? Mr. G's voice replied, recognize your creative potential, cultivate your imagination, set clear intentions, visualize your desires, and take inspired action. Embracing the creative process. The creative process is a journey of self-discovery and transformation. It involves embracing both the successes and challenges that come with bringing your visions to life, Mr. G said. Navigating the creative process. Embrace challenges. View challenges as opportunities for growth and learning. They are an essential part of the creative journey. O. Exercise. Reflect on a recent challenge and identify the lessons it taught you. Consider how it has contributed to your growth. Celebrate successes. Acknowledge and celebrate your successes, no matter how small. They are milestones on your creative path. Exercise. Keep a success journal where you record and celebrate your achievements. Continuous improvement. Always strive to improve and refine your creations. Seek feedback and be open to change. Exercise. Regularly review your progress and identify areas for improvement. Implement changes that enhance your creative outcomes. Daily practices. Morning challenge reflection. Begin your day by reflecting on a recent challenge and how it has contributed to your growth. Success celebration. Celebrate a small success each day, acknowledging your progress and achievements. Evening improvement review. End your day by reviewing your progress and identifying areas for improvement. Kyle asked, "How can I embrace the creative process more fully?" Mr. G's voice suggested, "Reflect on challenges as opportunities for growth. Celebrate your successes and continuously seek improvement." Living as expressions of the thought. As living expressions of the thought, you have the power to shape your reality and contribute to the collective consciousness. By embracing your creative potential and living with purpose, you fulfill your role in the grand tapestry of creation, Mr. G explained. Living with purpose. Align with your values. Ensure your actions and intentions align with your core values and highest purpose. Exercise. Reflect on your values and how they guide your daily actions and decisions. Contribute to the collective. Use your creative power to make a positive impact on the world around you. Exercise. Identify ways you can contribute to your community and take action. Embrace your journey. Recognize that your journey is unique and valuable. Celebrate your progress and continue to strive for growth and self-discovery. Exercise. Keep a journal to document your journey, reflecting on your experiences and growth. Daily practices. Morning value alignment. Start your day by reflecting on your core values and how you will align your actions with them. Community contribution. Perform an act of service or contribution to your community each day. Evening journey reflection. Reflect on your journey and document your experiences, focusing on your growth and self-discovery. Kyle asked, "How can I live with purpose and contribute to the collective?" Mr. G's voice replied, "Align your actions with your values, contribute to your community, and embrace your unique journey." Kyle felt a deep sense of purpose as she embraced her role as a creator. She understood that being human meant experiencing both the joys and challenges of individuality while remaining connected to the collective whole. Jiggy and Pawpaw showered Kyle with love and wisdom, guiding her on her journey of self-discovery. They taught her about the beauty of human emotions and the importance of compassion and kindness. With each passing day, Kyle grew more confident in her new form, feeling deeply connected to her newfound family and the collective humanity. Moral of the story: embrace your role as a creator with tools that align your mind, body, and soul. By practicing self-awareness, mindfulness, compassion, continuous learning, and gratitude, you can navigate life's challenges and triumphs, leading to a balanced and enlightened existence. Call to action. To the reader, take a moment to reflect on how you can incorporate these tools into your life. Start with small steps. Journal your thoughts, practice mindfulness during your daily activities, perform acts of kindness, seek new knowledge, and express gratitude. These practices can transform your life, helping you evolve into your best self. Embrace the journey with an open heart and a spirit of curiosity, just like Kyle.
Okay.
All right. So that is the tool of all tools. And the reason I say that, because that was a download that I have received for a long time. I have received multiple different downloads. And I wanted to find the path of least resistance to transform, whether it's health and wellness, education. It didn't matter what I was seeking. And in the beginning and end with the thought pattern that I had. and the thought pattern that each and every one of us have. And so these practices are simple. Get up in the morning, have a mindful mindset to experience the day, right? And being mindful is being centered, is being equanimous, being at that place of zero. There is no judgment in the positive or the negative. Whatever is happening, you're just perceiving it. That's one of the most critical steps in your creative process, is taking accountability for your creation. Good, bad, and indifference, you accept it and you look at it and says, okay, this is an aspect of myself. What lesson, what wisdom can I achieve or learn from this? And that can be difficult sometimes when it's not what we want to feel in a what we call a control, right? And so we begin to judge it, and that belief system, right? Because that's what the meditation is all about. Meditation helps neutralize the belief system. It allows you to just understand that thought that feeds the belief system comes and go, right? It is impermanent, right? It's not permanent. It's what you do attaching to it that makes it permanent for you, right? But if you become neutral, right, you allow it to just flow, you begin to observe more of yourself as part of the creative process. And then that gives you power, because once you get to that place of zero, that gives you power to go within oneself and says, okay, what are the objectives, or what are my desire? We call that faith. What is it that I have faith about that has a purpose in my life? There's no contradiction between religion and science. This is aspect, right? Now, we talked about, and in the book, if you go to the website, in chapter, I believe the last chapter, it talks about the physics aspect about the observer, right? There is an observer out here, which is you, that allows you to be solid, allow you to be what we call real in this illusion, right? And this observer is saying, what is it you have practiced within? I shall mirror. That's all it does. It mirrors you from within. Right? People don't want to hear that, because they want a quick fix. They want to say, I don't like what I see. This will be comparable to watching a movie and wanting to change the character in the movie while watching it. It's not going to happen, right? And that is, all of these things are reflection of what is happening to us on a grander scale, right? So when you watch a movie, you have to watch the movie and hope for a next series in order to see if anything changed, right? And that's life itself. You have to accept what you have created and then go back in and change the programming. So I always say this to most when they ask me, well, what am I then, right? There's three aspects of you with this infinite sub-aspect of you. There is the soul, right, which is the driving intention. There is the mind, which is the platform for all of creative expression. And then there's the body. The soul has already conceived all potentiality. Your soul, the essence of what you call the soul, has all possibility of the version of you that you want. It's already done. It was done at the beginning, right? When light was spoken into existence, all potential is in existence. Then there is the mind. The soul conceives. The mind is the retriever. It's where the mind pulls the different aspect of potentiality onto a platform, onto a canvas for you, right? And say, okay, what is it that I want out of life? So it says in a religious context, faith, now faith is. It's not faith is going to become. Faith is already in existence. And that's one thing to keep in mind. Now faith is the substance. That means something real. The tangible things that you're hoping for already exist now, but you're lacking the sight of it. That's because you're not aligned with it. You're not vibrating. So when you create the faith, then the works needs to come in, which is the vibration. And that vibration comes into play when you go internally and you create internally. Because when you create internally, you begin to align with the vibratory expression, and then you project that out and send signals to the world, and then the world begins to conspire to align with you. And that is simple. It is simple, but yet it's very complex. Well, some of us might say, well, if I'm watching a movie and the movie is scary, well, how can I, stop the movie from being scary? No, you don't stop the movie from being scary. You change the channel so you don't experience the movie, right? You can't stop the movie from being, scary in that context. You simply shift, right? Well, if you shift, then you're not watching the same movie anymore. And that's one of the things I've been pushing. Take control of your creative expression so you can shift to the reality that best serves you. Right? So as we journey towards this new year, let this be some practice activities. Get up in the morning and become mindful. Within the scope of education, one of the reasons I feel like education is my superpower is because I understand how the brain works, right? The brain is an unlocking mechanism. The brain does not learn. Yes, I'm talking to all the so-called scientists out there. Uh, I wouldn't say you're lying, the truth is not in you, right? I'm going to say you're limited and the full truth is not in you, right? Because the brain doesn't learn. The people who are perceiving and observing what the brain is doing, the brain adapts and manifests that, right? The brain is an unlocking system to the infinite potential. It's a multidimensional system. So in education, when I walk into a classroom, I tell my students, you should be spending 40% of your day learning. That means you observing your creative expression. You're learning who you are by what is happening to you, right? You're learning, right? Because you don't want to stop learning. So everything that's coming at you, learn it. Create, connect with that plasticity, that ability to just accept the learning process, right? 20% should be spent doing, and then the other 40% should be reflecting, because reflecting is where you create the vibrational resonance or the vibration of your nature, because that's what you're thinking about. So you're thinking about what you learned and what you did. And so we can apply that into our everyday life. When you get up in the morning, what is it that you are focused on learning today? And the ultimate answer is self. I'm going to learn about myself today on a deeper level. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take actionable steps towards the version of myself that I would prefer. Because once I learn me and I understand me, then I can say, oh, I see that, but that doesn't serve me. So I'll take actionable step in a different direction. Right? I'll give you an example. If I get up in the morning and I'm always angry, right? And I see the manifestation, because as soon as I get up, the first thing that happens, somebody is getting on my nerve, right? Say, okay, I created that. Why did I create that? And I started asking all the questions, because I'm learning the process. But I'm taking accountability that I created that. Once I create it, what action step can I take? Do I go off on the person, or do I express love? Because I'm expecting to get up with love. I want people to project love to me, right? Not anger and frustration. But action reflects reaction. So I'm seeing the mirror, and I'm seeing the image in the mirror, and I'm realizing that nothing is going to change out there until I change inside. So now when someone comes at me and talking crazy to me and disrespecting me, what I would say, something, I don't know the story behind the story, and I'm going to express love. Are you okay? Is everything okay? Is there anything you like to talk about? Is there anything I can do to serve you, right? And I'm not doing that because I'm not, like some people say, well, you're not taking responsibility for your part. And no, I want the situation transformed because I need to shift away from that, right? I don't want to take accountability and responsibility in that context where I stay there. I take responsibility and accountability that this is my reflection, but it no longer serves me. So let me project a new image of myself so I can reflect that. And that's your power. That's your power in all of its glory and might, right? And you pour light and you pour love. Some of you may lack the fundamental ability to pour love and light into yourself. This is why we need the technology. And the more this technology become advanced, the more we see different aspects of this technology, the more we can leverage it. I will say this, you're becoming overwhelmed and you're becoming almost addictive to the technology than actually to yourself. I need you to be addictive to you, not the technology, because the change begins and ends with you, not the technology. So everybody is so caught up on the technology. The technology is just an image. It's an opportunity to see, well, how do I support myself? You created this tool to assist in the process. You didn't create the tool to fix you, because fixing begins and ends with you based on the right? So I need people to stop trying to fix the healing, because if you are sickly Remember, there's three aspects, as I said. There's the soul, there's the mind, there's the body, with infinite sub-aspects of yourself. And all of that have a significant purpose. Your soul have a purpose that sometimes is beyond comprehension. It could be something that you need to heal through multiple lives. That is part of your theme, because you have had multiple different distortions in those lives that need to be balanced. So the soul purpose needs to be fulfilled. So you come in, you're birthed into a situation that you selected. Again, it begins and ends with you. You selected it. You birthed yourself into this reality. You made all the decision. I need to understand, because you are an expression of God. You made a decision for you. All of it, you did that. You made it before you came in. You're going to make it when you leave. And you're going to make it when you go back somewhere else again. And you're going to make it whatever level. You are making the decision on either a higher level or on a lower level. But you are making that decision for you. So you made a decision that says, I want to balance this. And you jump in. But you forgot about what you said. So you freak out. And you're like, oh, hell no, I don't want this life. Right? Because the soul had a purpose that it hasn't been revealed, right? And so you begin to react to the circumstance and the situation, but the soul has laid out a purpose for you to evolve, transform from within that situation. And then you have to find what is within you to help you evolve. No matter where you are, everyone around the world have themselves. They all have access to themselves. That is the common denominator. Everybody may not have access to a Qi Coil. They may not have access to certain drugs or medicine, but they have access to themselves, right? And if you have access to yourself, that is the beginning and that is the end, because the Qi Coil can be manifested and you can leverage it because you need the ease in order to transform. And so the Qi Coil become an assisted tool, just like anything else in life, right? And so you now have the ability to say, my soul obviously have this theme that I need to go through, right? And a lot of us, we experience this theme of being uneducated. Like, I'm a teacher because most of my life, I've always been, all my multiple lives, as far as I've connected to, I've always been a teacher, right? I was a teacher. I taught the person most people call Jesus, Isho. I was his handmaiden, and I taught some of the wisdom, right? And before that, Buddha, I taught Buddha some of the wisdom. Right? But before that, Buddha was before me. Everybody was before me, because there is no me separate from all of you at the top level. All of us are one. So when you begin to go higher, you begin to realize there was none before me. Yes, like there was none before you. We all started as the oneness. That is all that is, create an illusion of separation. But when we start to categorize people, we can see that we have existed beyond that person, because that person is a limited position in time and space. But we're so much more than that. So before that person, you were. That's what the expression Isho meant. Before Abraham, Isaac, I was. He meant to say, on the higher level, we exist beyond the limited distortion that we define people, places, and things as. And that's what people need to awaken to, right? Because you are one with the divine and you are one with all that is. Soul has the purpose. You come, you embrace the purpose, you embrace the theme, and you live the theme through love and light, right? And you begin to internalize it, and just accept it, accept yourself, and accept the reflection. That's the first thing, okay? Then the next thing is you have the opportunity to transform. And that's where the mind is giving. That's the reason the mind is given to you. There's the mind, and within the mind, which is the collective all mind, there's your mind. When people talk about the Akashic record, they're just tapping into aspect of the mind, right? There's a totality of all the mind, all the information. And here's what is interesting. You may wake up tomorrow and every aspect of you is a different expression. If you want to call it a soul, you are not the same person. So when you come back in, if the record doesn't flow correctly into you, you have some memory loss. People will come up to you, hey, how you doing? Like, I don't know you, where you from? Where you coming from, right? And that memory loss, not because something wrong with you, it's because that record wasn't pulled for you, right? And all of these things are part of that mind platform. That mind is the totality of what you're going to pull in. And you're going to pull that in. And when you pull that in, you begin to say, this is what I want to subjectively experience. And that is your power. So I wanted to shift now. I want to go to Qi Coil. I want to jump to the website, because everybody talk about the Qi Coil website. But what we limit is how to navigate through all this stuff that exists, right? There's so much stuff that is out there with frequency that it can become overwhelming, right? It's like the whole world, the whole universe, all of that is a lot of stuff that sometimes is pulling at you. But right now, who you are right now is what really matters. So what I will recommend for everybody under the tone of my voice, right? Don't go looking for something to fix you that you don't understand. Find something you understand and build from that. Because the brain, which I talked about, is a multidimensional system, has a programming in it that says, I learn or I unlock nothing new unless I attach it to something old that I have mastered and experienced. And it's that connection. That is the law of the brain. The brain says you are not going to embrace anything new fully till you first attach it to something old. So that being said, we go to Qi Coil frequency. And then everybody tell me if you can see the website.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm not going to the website and looking at all those frequencies that, like the 9 planets. I'm not, I have connected to those frequencies, but it's not relevant to my subjective perspective. So I'm not going to go to the polygons. I'm not going to go to none of those. I'm simply going to go to things that I understand. Wow. I understand heart. I understand the nature of heart. So I'm going to say I need heart energizer, right? I understand the nature of being balanced. I also know I can go to the basic and start there if nothing else, right? So if I go to the basic and I click on the basic frequency, let's see if I can open that up. The free frequency. You will see that, hold on, wait, my computer's freezing up. That is sufficient to get started with, because the basic have removed negativity. It has luck, which is a shifting frequency. It has balance, right? It has energizer, right? So let me see on my screen. Can you guys see the basic?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You have the ability to rest. Sleep is, it puts you in a delta theta state because that's where you're programming. So this can start the process. Soothe is all about pain, you know, and it could be an emotional pain. It could be, you know, physical pain. And then the ability to recharge. So the basic is a good start to connect with you, right? And you can click on it and see if the information speaks to you. If the information does not speak to you, don't run it. Don't run it because somebody else says it's a good idea, because it may not be for you, right? What is for you is where you are, right? So, Mr. Murphy, I want to ask you an important question, right? Can you come off mute for me? And this question goes out to everybody. Mr. Murphy, how are you doing today again?
I'm doing great. Man, just listening to you. Look here.
All right, Mr. Murphy, right? You get up tomorrow and you're the wealthiest man on the planet, right? You have a $100 million home. You have a private jet parked right next to your home. You have a fleet of cars, each car is about $1 million each and more, right? You're living that life. I said that life because it's not for everybody, right?
Right.
And you have all these tools. You got jets, you got helicopters, you name it, you got it. Yep. You're in your bedroom and you need to get to your bathroom. Which one of those tools can get you there?
Blue.
None of them tools is gonna get me there.
Okay. Let's say, okay, that's one. You need to go use the bathroom. They can't get you to use the bathroom. That's life. You need to use the bathroom. Then I get you there. Okay. What about you need to go eat in the kitchen? Which one of those tools can get you there? The jet? Can the jet take you from your room to the kitchen?
No, none of them tools is doing anything. It get me there.
Because where you are is where you start from, right? And the mechanism by which you go to the kitchen is the same mechanism you're going to use to get into that jet, to get into that car, but you are neglecting where you are and who you are. And everybody is looking at the jet, everybody's looking at the car because, ooh, it's so fancy. but it doesn't mean it works for you because it's not for you. It's for somebody else. So be happy with somebody else that have the jet.
Right.
Don't let the ego make you believe that, oh man, if Elon Musk has a jet, I need at least 2 or 3 of them, right? It's not necessary because it's not going to serve you in the capacity where you are, right? Because sometimes the lesson learned, like for me, the lesson I've been learning really deeply here is unconditional love that's pouring more into me from the twins. The twins has been teaching me. There's no material things out there that can teach me what they're teaching me. There's no classroom I can pay for. There's nowhere I can go. There's no motivational speaker that can teach me the stare of an innocent child looking at you. Right? Sometimes look at like they're looking through your soul. Like I had a conversation with my twins. I was trying to negotiate with them, and they're 2 months old, and I know in my heart I manifested it, so I'm gonna get them to listen to me. So I go to my twins. I say, "Hey, baby girl, I need you to line up with your brother. I need you guys to go to bed together." And I'm talking from sincerity. And she looks at me like I knew she was looking through my soul, like, okay, whenever you're done, I need you to go give me some food. I need you to go do this because I'm not hearing what you. So it didn't work with her. So I said, okay. I got a son. I'm gonna do it with him. Maybe he can help me out. He will learn. And I looked at him and he gave me the same stare. He waited till I was done. And he almost looked at me like, are you done? Okay, let's move on to what I need from you. Not what you can give me. Not what I can give you, right? What you can give me. I need you to change my diaper, right? and then if I get an attitude, I'm not changing your diaper to your line. That's not gonna work in my favor, right? Because that's where I am, right? So that unconditional love to serve without needing any considerations without being taught, right? Because so many times in life, we find ways we need consideration. But there are people out there, and that's why in the training of the audio file, it talks about how you give back to the community. Because when you give back to the community, you're actually giving back to yourself because you expand the aspect of yourself. Right? So the reason I say that, because people, we need to stop chasing things and other people's ideas and start to find yourself. It takes 2 points to make a connection. Know thyself first by accepting where you are. Last question, Mr. Murphy. You're going from New York to Texas, but you don't have any direction from where you are. Can you get to Texas?
No, sir.
No.
And that's what a lot of us are lost. We're trying to get places, but we're ignoring where we are and accepting where we are and accepting the tools we have available to us from where we are to get to where we need to be. Because somebody have inspired us, get to Texas, but you don't know where you are because you're lost. You're lost to thyself. And that's what you have to find the right tool to start to help you find thyself. So for me, I'm gonna use spiritual awakening. I need my third eye open. I need to expand because my third eye goes within myself. My crown chakra expand outward. So I'm going in first. And I'm really, because it said the kingdom of heaven, everything that's out here. That's why they said the kingdom of heaven is inside.
Is within.
Going inside is where I create my reality. Going inside is where I meet the kingdom. That's where I meet the God. That's where I meet everything. I don't meet it out here. But we're not going inside because we refuse to know who we are and we're afraid of thyself. And that's what needs to change. So I'm going to run some of these frequencies. I'm going to run spiritual awakening. I'm going to awaken my third eye. And I'm really, really going to start studying me, not studying who said what, not reading a book. The book that I'm going to be reading is going to be about me. I'll be reading my actions, reading my words, studying my actions, studying my deeds. And I'm going to allow these frequencies to help me navigate through them. If I see something I don't like and I need to neutralize it, because meditation zeroes you out. It doesn't transform you into the spiritual enlightened being. It just simply shed away all of the blockages and the distortions that have you locked up. That's what meditation does. Staying mindful, observing the sensation in the body is simply understanding that life and death is infinite. You have 50 trillion cells birthing and dying, and all the entire universe is happening inside of you. So knowing thyself is to know that the universe, is to know the world, is to know every aspect, because all of it is happening inside of you on a physical level, on a spiritual level, on all levels, psychological, mental, you need everything is happening inside of you, because that's where the true essence of who you are dwells. And then out here is just a projector that reflects it. So I'm going to stop here and answer any quick questions. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ramble. Forgive me. That was not my intention. I just wanted to make sure we get that message across. So for me, again, going back, I'm just going to find the right frequencies that aligns with me, and I would just go through it. I love the lucky boost. The remove negativity, I try not to push it because it has that distortion of negative, because I'm embracing positive and negative. I don't have judgment, just like a charge. So
luck.
yeah, and the luck is a shifting, and then I want to recharge to make sure I always have the necessary, sufficient physical energy. So I might use that, and then I might go to the quantum frequency and begin to look at the chakras frequency. I might look at supporting my meditative state. If I don't understand the frequency, like some of you might resonate with the Trinity, that might be a theme because you have a belief system. I said, run it because you have a prior connection to the Trinity, right? Run that because of your background. Some of you might be connected to the Great Pyramid. Right? Some of you might be connected to that herb, right? You got that chronic, you know, hit a couple of times, and now like, you know something? I feel good when I hit that. Okay, there you go. Connect with it, but connect within a safe space that you don't feel like you're out of control. And it's real talk. I'm talking to you guys from where you are. I'm not going to ignore that others out there are not using enhancement in order to find themselves. And sometimes they get lost in the process because no one is teaching them. That enhancement, when you have that experience, is to not be addicted to it. Is to have the experience and reflect on it. See what was constructive and what was not constructive about it. And then grow from it, right? And then, of course, you have the Qi energy boost, which Qi means life. And I'm going to go through it, and I'm going to find the one that speaks to me, right? And I, if it's pain, I don't want to attach to the pain. I want to focus my attention on what, if the pain went away, what I would be doing, right? I would probably be celebrating and walking and doing different things. So I might go and find those exercise frequency and put my intention so it's easy for me to go in and see myself doing the activities and seeing the exercising happening in my life, right? Going to working out rather than saying, let me solve the problem first, because the problem is already solved. I need everybody to understand that. Your problem is already solved. You just stuck on a channel that you refuse to let go to experience the solve. Because you can switch the channel and miracles can happen. We call that miracle. Or you can slowly switch the channel or go back and forth between the two channels till one day you decide the other channel doesn't serve you. That's what a lot of us do. We keep going back and forward with the with the pain, and then the no pain and the pain and no pain, right? Because we can't let go of the belief system, the ideas, and the projection of what we're doing and inflicting on other people. Know thyself. Use this technology to know thyself and transform. These are all channels. These frequencies will help you, guide you. Crown chakra is a good thing. It opens your mind with other people, places, and things. You begin to see perspective that's beyond yourself. I call it going beyond your subjective perspective. Right? And again, there's so much there, right? Find the ones that speak to you, invest in it because you're investing in yourself, right? Don't look at it to fix something. Look at it to help you understand you better, but accept what is happening now in your life. Please accept, because that has value, okay? And again, I use focus, abundance. I try to be very careful when I'm using abundance because there's several different abundance frequencies. I use abundance when I'm in the state of what I need to be abundant, right? And so if I'm not in that state, I'm not going to run the abundance. Just because somebody said run the abundance for money doesn't mean you're going to get the money. If you're broke,
Right.
you got the belief system of being broke, you're going to get more abundant of brokenness. And you're going to feel broken, broke, busted, and disgusted. And you don't want to feel that. So you want to shift from it. First, you got to work on you. Get that good vibration. We all have felt it. Feel that good vibration, then run the abundance. Because through that vibration, the energy will manifest into people, places, and things that aligns with you. And money is a thing, right? Money is not the all be all. But the situation that happens beyond the money is what you're desiring more than the money. Questions? Concerns?
Thank you so much, Jossie. You said a lot here. You said a lot here and you got me thinking, but let me just kind of go back to, and this is exactly where I'm at and what I'm teaching with the youth and stuff that I work with a lot of teens is the intention part. And how do you would use intention in a way to help with the manifestation?
That's an excellent question. One of the gifts that I've been, tasked with is the ability to transform the next generation. I've told people around the world, you give me access to your first and second graders and third graders, you will never have behavioral issues, you will never have academic issues. I don't care what school you're at. I've done that. I've taken kids from SPED to GT that have perpetuated GT, kids that never believed that they have that potential. And that's a divine gift. One of the things, I accept where they are. And remember, you can't change their home lives, right? But I can change their vibration. I can impact the vibration. So what I've done with several different studies, I've brought the Qi Coil into my classroom, especially when they get to 8th grade. Woo, that's a heck of an age, right? The emotions and the everyday they're walking in with an attitude. You don't just have one, you have 120, 130, and you just like a ping pong just bouncing off everybody. So I brought the frequency in, and I set the intention. I told them that I really don't care about your problem because there's nothing I can do about it. What I care about is your next step. I will fight for your next step because your next step leads you to your next level of success. So let's focus on what you want. And are you willing to practice what it takes for you to achieve what you want? And that's it. That's the formula. Are you willing to practice? Because that's the vibratory state I can get you into what you want. And the students that said, I want my life to change. Okay, you have the power to do that. So I had some scholars that they were extremely poor, pretty much starving at home. I ran the vibration of health, wellness, and luck. When they got home, mom got lucky, mom got a great job because they vibrated, all right? And they didn't even know they had that power. I just was silent. They went home and they were coming back and said, things changed. Mr. G, this person used to do this. They're not here anymore. They went away. I don't know. We don't know where they went, but they're gone. They shifted. So to impact students is not to say it's somebody else's fault out there. Give them the vibration and the universe conspires to align with that vibration. And that's what we miss in the school. That's why we need Qi Coils in the school. I'm willing to work with anybody out there that wants to work with me to get this into the schools, get this into the prison system, get this into around the world where social, emotional, are being impacted. We need to fix that. We need to solve that. So I'm willing to work with anybody out there that want to collaborate with me and say, let's target, mental health. We can target mental health. We can target emotional distortions, right? So to answer your question, it begins and ends with the students. Set the intention that you are not the one that fixes the problem, and that nothing out here can fix their problem. Their problem will begin to end what they do within themselves as far as practice. If they're listening to those toxic music, they're practicing to perpetuate their situation. So you got to get them to become aware. What you're doing, does it serve you to change or to become better? And a lot of times that is difficult because a lot of these kids are on automatic operation. They're operating because the system programmed them on automatic. So we have to get them in that state of that vibratory state. That's where this technology comes in. Put them in that situation and not force that vibratory state to change. And then I just sit back and observe what happens. Because if I change your vibration, I change your reality. You change your vibration, you change your reality. No talking, all that stuff is nonsense. It doesn't work when you're on automatic.
Good gracious.
That's why we see the situation getting worse, because everybody's talking. No one's changing the vibration.
Wow. Right. Well, what's the website? I'm sorry.
So if you go to the website, is Trailblazer, TrailblazereECS, trailblazerecs.com. And if you type in spiritual evolution, a journey for everyone, you will see it pop up also in a search engine. And that's where you will see the audio book.
Okay.
And this audio book is about our imagination from within ourselves. All of us represent Kyle. Kyle shows the transformation of a fox into a human being and taking on that role. We have all been everything. And so going through that spiritual journey with her, even sometimes when I go back and read the book, because it was downloads, I go back and read the book, I'm always saying, oh, I'm missing that. Oh, I see that in myself. Oh, I need to work on that. So I would say definitely check out the book. It's just a tool. But getting you to vibrate is just a stepping stone to get you to align with the right vibration, and then leverage those frequencies. Start with the basic. If you don't have the means right now, I don't want anybody to sell you something you cannot afford, because that is not your beginning point. If you go out and you get into debt trying to buy the Qi Coil, that's one thing. But what you got to be careful of is that what type of constructive intention did you put into the Qi Coil? Because now you have a liability. Start with where you are, and things will manifest. The money and the tools and the resources will come so you can get the oil coil. You can get whatever coil because it's part of your desire to get it, because you want to have that experience. Start with where you are, and then put that intention on what you desire. And then you'll begin to see the manifestation, not just in this thing, but in everything else.
Thank you, sir. Very powerful. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. So I know we have ran out of time. We can continue this. So when we meet next time, I want you guys to write your questions. The ladies, write your questions down, because again, please, I cannot do quick fixes. And don't convince yourself anybody out here can do that for you. I'm just a reflection of that which is in you. You've asked yourself to perceive this, and I'm here to reflect that to you. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm not the all be all. I don't have a platform to try to convince you of anything. I'm just saying, go within yourself and find thyself, and use whatever tools around you to leverage that. And this is just one of many tools that can be leveraged. I like this tool because it's unconscious for me.
You said it is what? I'm sorry?
It's unconscious. I don't have to think about it when I'm running it in the background.
Right.
And that's what makes it great. Right? Well, I love you guys. I want to make sure that I don't run my time over, because I'm on a time limit, but I appreciate all of you. I love you guys. Let's start practicing going into the next year. So when we meet next time, let's start looking for some practicum or some practice activity we can start doing that gives us the stepping stone to moving towards the version of ourselves as we transition into next year, because we're caught up in time and space.
Well, I certainly want to start with the audio that you played. That was a great piece that you did in terms of how we need to, giving us steps to take. So I'll definitely start there.
Absolutely. And a lot of redundancy in there on purpose. So you hear again. You will hear it 3 times in each play track, because I need you to hear it multiple times of the same activity. I try not to do multiple different activities, just 3 basic activities, meditation, and make sure you're reflective, you're journaling, those basic things. Just find a way to put that into your schedule. All right.
Yes, sir.
Again, I love you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. Let's stay the course. Let's have our best life next year. Let's get the best of ourselves moving forward.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right. Y'all are awesome. I appreciate all of you.
And the book is absolutely wonderful. Everybody I've given it to or emailed it to them, they absolutely love it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And again, give my love to everybody out there that wants to jump in. Tell people to come in and let's have conversation. All right. Again, love you guys. You guys be amazing and phenomenal. May y'all all be blessed with what is best.